Exactly. It's just like, you know what? Fuck you.
Thank you, Icarus.
And
That's what we came live to, is you yelling "fuck you."
sorry.
The the
But yeah,
the, the mood of session 6 will be "fuck you."
Honestly, that should be the mood for every session.
So far, it
can
kind of
Del
has
say,
been.
can Del say the
Mhm.
fuck word? Is this allowed?
I don't know.
I'm
Don't
picturing the
think
meme of
so.
when Peter Parker says "fuck" and Tony flips out and Cap's just like, "What? Wasn't my fault." And Tony's just
Yeah.
carrying him out like a child. Like,
He goes
no.
to curse. It's automatically bleeped by his coding.
No.
Okay, but that'd be adorable. But yes, to catch up for the audience as well as Adrian, who was not here last week, the party was able to meet Biggs and Wedge, the Palico construction workers, who were very, very helpful, minus their sibling-like abuse to each other. Dell thinks they learned what a brothel was, sorta, and the party ran into Gale and worked out an arrangement of getting 1 grand instead of the 2, potentially another job, and as of now, Gale does not know they have the order.
Orb of trauma.
What we don't know though is what did Corey do for a whole 24 hours, because they just went for a walk and didn't show up until like who knows when.
Well, long walk. Okay.
Was it an enthusiastic walk?
It was a I'm gonna try to forget some things walk.
Because last time I checked, when people go on enthusiastic walks, vampires who come from Twilight wind up dead. And for
Yeah,
those who don't know,
well,
that's a
you
Helsing
know.
Abridged reference.
Very
You
enthusiastic.
know.
Yeah.
Ugh. But no, the party didn't go looking for Corey. They gave her her space. So wherever Corey wishes to rejoin, be it at the tavern or they can find her, is up to you, since you're the one who's off walking.
I'll just make it easy and say I came back to the tavern
Okay.
for food, probably.
Darn it, we don't get a prejudice.
That works. Also, for the audience, remember rehashing, the last thing we left on was Moxio doing things while the party didn't know. If Moxio wishes
Moxio
to,
died.
he didn't die yet. If he wishes to share later, that's totally up to him. But if not, if you want to know what happened, you got to watch last week's episode because the party doesn't know. So yeah, when you got back to the tavern, Corey, did you just want to go straight to bed, or did you want to do anything beforehand?
I'll probably sit up and have a drink, maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. If you have it from the bar, it'll be like 1 gil. Also, that reminds me. I think the log left. Yeah, you had 10. Was it 10 gil or was it something else set aside?
I think I saw that and
Okay.
added it, I
Okay.
think.
Then yeah, as long as you saw it, that's what matters. But yes, if you're gonna stay up for a bit, have a drink, that's totally fine. The tavern is pretty what you've become accustomed to. Jonas and Focus are on duty. Once you've arrived back, obviously it's later, so Jonas lets you know, hey, filling you in on you guys got the villa as your place. It'll be ready to live in 2 weeks from now. And the 2 Palico, Biggs and Wedge, he will point out the 2 Palico in the tavern who just wave at you. They are the foreman, and they will answer any questions you have if you have any.
At the moment, I do not, but I will wave back to them
For
in
the
a
record, they are very
perfunctory
small,
manner.
and they are adorable
Oh boy,
because they're cat
Aren't they
people.
like
we're small.
2 feet tall?
Yeah, they're
3
like
feet tall?
yeah, they're 2 feet tall. They're cat people, and one of them has like goggles. I think I put it in the Did I put in the chat?
There's a picture here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I know I posted one. I just forget where I posted it. Oh, it's in the general chat. Yeah. If you scroll up a little bit, you can see a picture of one in the general. Besides that, though, is there anything else you wanted to do before you hit the hay for the night?
Don't believe so.
Okay.
Nap time.
Yes. After that day you had, you need one.
I had a long walk.
Yeah, walks are draining. After you finish your drink and say goodnight to Focus and Jonas and make your way up to your room, what is your passive perception?
Oh, hold on a second. Heck, where is that? Right?
What'd you say it was?
No, wait a minute. I don't know where to look for this.
I'm opening it up so I can tell you. I think you said 3. That's why I was
Okay.
like, how do you have a 3 passive? Passive perception is
Thinking about modifiers. Whoops.
where is your passive?
Like
There isn't technically a passive in Pathfinder. It's just, but if you
I
want
was
to,
about to
Oh,
say-
okay, no, yeah, no, just, okay, yeah, do a perception roll as you're coming upstairs. I'm just like, wait, I swear there was a
Okay.
passive. Yeah, do a perception roll as you come up the stairs.
Okay, where's my quarry dice? Don't mind all the dice noises. Do, do, do. That is a where are you? 18.
Okay, just out of curiosity, Mugja, when you're leaving the room you were in, were you being sneaky?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, roll stealth then. Just to see if you're caught.
I imagine I'm not 29.
Yeah, you definitely beat her perception.
Yeah, figured that would happen.
We had to give it a shot. You never know. You come up the stairs. The landing is pretty unassuming, which you're not surprised by. You head right to your room. As you close your door, Mogzio is standing outside the door they were in front of, just like, oh, that could have gone so bad. And then Mogzio scurries off to where they were sleeping for the night. And you guys all sleep for the night. Everyone, while you're sleeping, roll a wisdom. I feel like I did this last week for everyone, but I just want to do it again just to be sure.
That is another 18.
Okay.
2.
Oh,
15.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm looking for my d20. It is not in my bag.
This is not the time you use 2d10.
I don't think. Oh wait, there it is. Okay. 13.
13?
13.
Okay. And Dell, what is your wisdom roll? Did Dell have a beep boop?
Dell was eaten by the orb.
Just picturing the orb opening up and consuming like Pac-Man.
Yes.
Well, while we wait for the Dell to reboot, well, at the moment, that's all we can assume is going on. Okay,
Sorry,
there you are.
no, my audio like did a wonky. I lost like the last minute. I don't know why.
All I asked for was I need a wisdom roll.
Oh, Wizroll. Okay, sorry.
You're good.
Gotta love when the audio goes all robotic and glitchy.
Says the robot player.
D2 wisdom 9. 14.
Okay, only one who failed, unfortunately, is DFA. The sounds and memories you had from the orb plague your dreams, DFA. If I remember correctly, you said last time this happened, you were like, nothing new. This is typically what you would dream of normally.
Yeah, pretty much.
So again, the what the orb had you hear replays in your head throughout the entirety of your sleep. You are rested when you wake up, but you do remember the dream is like, oh yay, that again. And the next day, you all awaken not dead.
Yay!
I feel like to clarify that just because it's D&D. Also, everyone has their
Technically,
kidneys.
Pathfinder.
It's tabletop. But yes, you all awaken, safe and sound. Day is yours. A reminder that you guys will be meeting Gale today at some point to discuss the second job he has for you, if you wish to take it. Elric already votes that you guys take the job only because Gale mentioned someone that he knows where you guys would be going.
Something with the birds.
Beware the birds, they work for the bourgeoisie.
Apparently, we're about to work for the bourgeoisie, so.
Tweet, motherfucker.
Oh, jeez.
Having a robot say that's even creepier, given that we're saying that all the birds are robots.
Del can talk to the birds.
Oh boy.
The birds were also Shindroids.
That work for the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
As long as the bourgeoisie pays.
I mean, you guys got 1,000.
No.
Collectively, the party got 1,000 gil to let Gale rut through pile of junk. So I
Did they pay
mean,
us that already?
I think you guys
Nice.
divvied that up, did you?
I think we were talking about divvying it up, but I don't remember if he actually paid us or not.
He did pay you.
He did because I have way more gil than I had last time.
Okay, so I think it was like $233 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like two people got like an extra couple because it doesn't split quite evenly.
Because we're splitting 1,000 6 ways.
Yep.
So it's 166.6. So it's 166 a person.
And like one person gets 167.
Yep.
Which is probably Moxio.
Because
Yeah, I think that was how it worked out.
Moxio needs to make bullets.
That is how that works.
It's a tax.
Technically, it's Moogil.
Get
Yes.
Gil.
No.
Given that I cannot think of anything else to do
Yep.
other than wait for Gale,
Mhm.
that is probably what I will do.
Okay.
Go downstairs and, just like any other day,
Okay.
get some breakfast and some drink.
You never see it come
All right. What about everyone else?
Eventually- Oh wait, sorry, I'm doing math. I'm gonna say that Hyacinth is going to attempt to be alive with everybody else in the morning, but still a very disheveled and sleepy bunny, and make their way downstairs to try and ask Penny about this abandoned brothel.
Of course you are. Okay. Penny is wiping down the counter, as you would do, like in the lull of her shift, and sees you looking very disheveled and half awake bunny mode, and goes, "What can I help you with, dear?
Food.
What would you like?
Information.
Okay. Well, first of all, what would you like for food?
Something that's already dead. I don't feel like having to attack my food today.
Right. So the standard breakfast, I assume?
Yes, please.
Okay. What information did you need?
There was a rundown brothel that we passed yesterday, and I was wondering if you knew anything about that.
Oh, yes, daisies. Oh, haven't had that open in a long time. The mistress who used to run it, she was called away to the mainland, and unfortunately, with everything being how it is, it just fell into disrepair. the the clientele stopped coming. You know how it is. It hasn't seen any service, she finally concludes, in some time. The original mistress, though, she should still be alive. Hasn't been that. She had to go back to Vale. I think it was because of a family emergency.
Oh.
Yeah. In her line of work, it was always hush hush who she was, who she knew. Not really something
As we
we
do.
would pry. Yes, but why would you ask?
Well, do you think this town could do with it reopening? Maybe?
Oh,
Under a new name, maybe get it some new furniture, some new windows. Something like that.
I mean, if you could get a clientele to come and, yeah, I don't see why anyone in town would have a problem with it. You'd have to talk to Biggs and Wedge though about how much it would cost to get everything back up and running.
Do you know anybody who'd be interested in working there?
Oh,
I have my eye on someone, but I think he's busy.
in town, no. But the previous mistress, what she would do was, she was well traveled. She brought people here to work the establishment, and gave them a home in Scione as a way of like starting over. So if you wanted to keep that tradition, you could do that when you're on your travels.
Interesting.
Yeah, her system was because she would be here for a spell, go out to Ionia, Horus, Vale. Where if she met people that were in the trade, she would send them here. They'd get started, and once they were situated, she'd find them a home in the town. It was good for building up the town's population for a while, actually. Also,
wouldn't
it
that
was
be
a good way
lovely?
for these.
Just a town of courtesans. It sounds like heaven.
It was a different makeup of the locals back then.
Do you know anybody in town who sells flowers? Like a floral shop? Florist shop?
Unfortunately, no.
Double business.
Yeah, in the past, we'll say decade, things have been really bare bones. You'd say.
I think the town should eat more so it's not just bare bones.
She chuckles at your joke. We would if we had the resources.
Well, hopefully I can give you resources.
Find a way to get our timber up and running again and rejuvenate the town, and I guarantee you we'd be a lot better off than we are.
Isn't that just trees? You just have to take the lumber from the trees.
Well, yes. The problem is because of the war, neither side is really buying from us. If you can find someone who would actually long-term contract with us, we could get back to producing timber for someone. Fortunately, neither side's buying from us because both sides are not blockading us, but preventing the other side from buying.
Well, both sides suck for doing that because I think you have very nice trees here. They're nicer than the trees I used to know. Nice trees build nice houses.
She gives you a strange look at the way you say you knew the trees. But chalks up to like...
It's just unfazed.
She just chalks it to like something like a slip of the tongue or a turn of phrase that she's just not used to. But no, I assume that you and your friends are going to be traveling at some point, so if you at some point wish to do some of those things, it would greatly help us, and might help yourself in what you're trying to do.
Okay. I can do that, I think. If I can't do that, I'm sure someone can do that. They all seem very resourceful.
Yes, all of you do seem rather resourceful in the short time I've known you.
Evan's ears just like wiggle a little bit and they smile and say, I think you like us.
I admit that you are a lot better than I expected upon first meeting you all, and you've done a lot of good for the town already. I can only imagine you will do more in time and with the right opportunity. As she says that, though, the bell from the kitchen goes off and she retrieves your food and hands it to you. Would that be all, though, dear?
Yes, that will be all. Thank you.
Of course. Don't hesitate to ask if you need anything else. I'll do my best to help. And with that, she goes back to wiping down the bar.
Hyacinth takes their food and goes and sits at a table and keeps an eye to watch for Corey to come down
Okay.
to see if she's returned at all.
Has Corey decided to come downstairs at all?
It comes down. She's looking more bleary-eyed than usual, but she comes down all dressed with her hair sort of done and goes to the bar to bother poor Penny again.
Okay. She notices you because you're, tall.
Yep.
Oh, you. Last I saw you, you left yesterday. Everything okay?
No, but that's fine.
He looks
I
quite
just
surprised at the no.
I need food, I think. I walked a lot yesterday.
That's fine. Of course. What would you like?
The biggest breakfast you have.
Right away. She lets the cook know what you want. Anything you don't want, or just everything?
I'll take everything. There's not much I won't eat.
Fair enough. Lets the cook know. It'll be right up. Anything else I can help you with?
Have you ever seen another I'm taking off my in-character hat. How do you pronounce what she is? Because I've been pronouncing it wrong.
I've been saying Roegadyn.
Roegadyn. Okay. Okay. In-character hat back on. Have you seen any other Roegadyn around here? Particularly one that looks exactly like me, except less scary.
There was one.
Corey's gonna lean closer.
Mind you, this wasn't recently.
That's fine.
He came with the bandits that you dealt with. He wasn't here for long though. He came with them and then he left with another person. I don't remember who he left with. He was here for maybe a day.
Okay, give me a second to write this down.
Yep.
About how long ago would you say this was?
She tries to recall, and the best she can come up with is at most a month, at least a couple weeks.
That's way better than I was hoping for, actually.
And she apologizes profusely for not having an exact answer, because she can tell that it's obviously important to you.
This is the best information I've gotten in like years, honestly. Thank you. Do you think anybody else would know him around town?
Well, the fellow you brought back from, the Northwest, one of the Isa, he may know, but only because he used to work with the bandits. But he's been who knows where around town. something about Thieves Guild to help out.
I'll find him, don't worry.
Somewhere in town, Issa
And I'm
suddenly
gonna
fears.
grin.
Um, other than that, maybe the harbor masters, because he came in obviously through a boat and left through a boat, so they may know more.
I'll ask them too.
Okay. Other than that, I wish I knew more.
It's fine, really. This is great. Thank you so much.
She nods and
I feel like I can breathe.
she does wait until your food comes up, and when it does, she hands it to you and goes, "If you need anything else, you know where I am."
Thank you very much. Gonna go sit at the table with Hyacinth and everyone and
As of
proceed to
right now, I think only Mogzio,
nom.
Hyacinth, and you have come down.
Okay.
If Mogzio's
I'm
down, then
gonna-
I'm down too.
Oh, I didn't know if you were upstairs taking inventory of your treats before coming down.
No, I would be at the table pulling them out of like pockets that you don't even see.
Okay.
Just handfuls of crumbs, just mushed. Some of the crumbs she decides to like dump in her mouth, and then others she like wipes off the table, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
I'm just picturing like a 5-year-old who discovered they had Cheerios in their pockets.
Oh no.
Okay, so that leaves only Dell. What is Dell doing this morning?
Dell powered on. We get a distorted version of the Windows, like, powered on chime. I have decided. And he does like a quick stock of like, oh, I'm okay. Gets the orb, stashes it in, like checks on the orb in his bag. Is it still there?
Roll a perception.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Why are the numbers so small? Like literally, they're so small in my fucking character sheet. Sorry, where are you?
I think it's small as in like low numbers.
No. I have a good bonus to my perception. It's just that the numbers are so fucking tiny because I didn't zoom in yet. That would be a 17.
The orb is still in your bag. It's exactly where you left
good.
it. Yeah, no, everything looks fine. The orb is where it should be. So
Okay.
Your
good
checking
stuff.
was fine.
Just sort of like, okay, you're in there, you're safe. Go back in the darkness.
Back in the bag, Nebby.
Go back in the bag, Nebby.
Oh,
The orb is now named
Nebby.
Nebby.
Can we name it Nebby?
If you want to name the orb Nebby, that's totally fine.
No. The orb is Orby.
Or
Yeah,
beef,
it
that
doesn't
works
taste
too.
like a Nebby.
What does a Nebby taste like?
Not that.
Oh my
cotton
god.
candy.
Face?
My god.
Okay, sorry. So once that's confirmed, just gonna trot downstairs and probably just sit at the table where everybody else is and like munch on something very, very small to give that, because he doesn't want to worry a Penny by not eating, so he's going to be munching on something small for appearances.
Hyacinth was gonna offer to share with Dell.
Oh, he accepts wholeheartedly.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are eating your breakfast, and you two got your bits of info. Yay for autopiloting. Elric comes down. He seems a bit focused on something, and only says so much that he's gonna be busy for the most of the day, but he does want everyone to know when you guys gonna meet Gale. Take the job, and let him know when you guys are done. He's gonna go walking around to clear his head, mostly because he doesn't know. He admits that he does not want to do something he'll regret, and he also admits that at the moment he needs time to process something.
I get that.
Yeah. He also does make a point to be like, make sure the thing stays safe, pointing at Dell. And makes his way out of the tavern at a brisk pace. You can tell he's in his own head, but he's not in any trouble at the moment. He's just got something to deal with. And Muggsy already said he's fine waiting until we go to Gale. Anyone else have anything else they wanted to do?
I kind of want to track down Issa.
Okay. Did anyone
wanna
want to? Yes, did anyone want to join? Or
I would
Group
like to
outing.
accost Issa.
group?
Yeah, you're all welcome to come along, but I gotta talk to him.
I also have
Yes.
something I need to discuss with Issa. So yes.
I'm kind of curious to see how he's doing, so sure.
Okay. Dell? I'm going to take an assumption that Dell is on board with the outing.
Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
my internet keeps doing the audio keeps doing really weird shit, and it keeps roboting at the weirdest times. Yes, Della is going to go along with everybody else. Sorry.
Just out of curiosity, does your Discord need to update?
No, it does
Okay.
not. It's just sometimes it pulls a fucky wucky.
Okay.
So tonight's
Fuck
just
you.
one of those nights.
All right. So you guys all head out. Since Corey's in a search and find mood more than a directed one, gonna have you guys roll a before do you want to ask around town for Issa, or do you just want to like find him like Sherlock Holmes style?
I mean, either or.
Okay, phrase it. Is she in a patient mood of asking people, or is she in a I'll find him myself, I don't have time for this?
She's not very patient
Okay,
to
so
begin with.
Sherlock Holmes it is. Once you guys are outside, roll just a basic perception.
All of us?
Yeah. Like, what's gonna happen is you guys are
Nice.
gonna be like walking through town, and all of you are gonna be looking for Issa.
It is a not natural 20.
Okay.
Modified 20. Dirty 20.
2 dirty 20s.
Well, I was just saying that. I'm looking
Oh.
for where my perception is on my sheet.
I was like, oh, 2 dirties. Wow.
16.
Where did you go?
All right.
I would like to not roll because DFA is not looking. She doesn't know who she's looking for.
That's
She's
fine.
just happy to be included.
That's
I
totally
have
fair.
an 18.
Okay. And Dill, how did your perception roll go?
A 23.
Oh my gosh.
Dell sees all.
Dell sees all.
Dell goes predator mode and just like the thermal vision clicks on.
Yes, just I am searching. I am searching.
You start hearing the little clicking noise coming out of Dell's mouth as they go like to a raptor pose and just start stalking town.
Adorable.
Scree.
Terrifying.
What's it called? No, once you guys get outside though, you guys walk for about like maybe 5 or 6, maybe 10 minutes at most before you bump into Issa. Not literally, but you all turn a corner and there he is, just kind of looking at you like, hi guys.
Get him. No, I'm kidding.
Get him.
You're
thing-
lucky you didn't actually say that in character.
That would be the moment of, oh no, Issa runs out of just reflexive fear.
Yeah,
Oh no, that elicits the chase response.
I'm
We
gonna
had a very
look at
rocky
him
relationship at first.
and be like, I need to talk to you.
Flashbacks to your last encounter with Issa cause Issa to look at you as you say, I need to talk to you, and he has a very, very disturbed look of, oh no, what have I done? But
I'm
he
hoping you
responds-
haven't done anything.
Okay.
Penny told me that there was oh god. Tell me how to pronounce it again.
Roegadyn.
Roegadyn.
Roegadyn, God. Penny told me that you and your crew came in here with a Roegadyn that looked oddly like me. Do you know what happened to him?
He mellows out a little bit, still panicking because you're not exactly not intimidating.
Problem.
Your intimidation is passive. You mean, what's his name? He starts to describe the Roegadyn in question and goes, his name is that Caden, Kason.
Carden.
Yes, that's the name. Your tone makes him like straighten up a bit more, like, oh, God, I'm gonna get killed for this for sure. Yeah, we did bring him here. He was, we didn't bring him here for what you think. We were merely just the middlemen. We were sent to pick him up, bring him here, hand him off. That's all we did.
Middlemen, huh?
For the record, he was very well taken care of with us. We fed him, we clothed him. He had shitty scraps on when we got him, and we gave him some medical attention. He had some cuts and scrapes. He looked like he'd been roughed up. We don't know why we were holding him. We were just told, take him, bring him here, and hand him off when someone came for him.
Okay, Corey's looking kinda tense.
Before you kill me for another reason, who is he?
He's my brother,
Oh,
my twin brother,
oh.
who I haven't seen since we were 12.
We're gonna see
BFA is gonna kind of look up and go, "Hey, I have one of those too."
Oh man.
He's just having a moment of like deciding how to speak or not to speak. Okay, he's gonna be stupid.
I was about to say he's picking his words carefully so
no.
he doesn't die. Never mind.
No, it's
He's a
one.
no.
He's gonna look at you. You haven't seen him since you were 12, yes?
Correct.
I'm only asking, knowing it could get me hit. How old are you two now?
28. 25. I actually don't remember how old I met Corey. Let me look. Oops.
Perfect
28.
opportunity for Corey to be like, you never ask a woman how old she is.
Yeah, that part's none of your business because I can't find it right away.
He recoils
Older
very
than 12.
He recoils very quickly. I'm only asking because he looks a lot younger. Like, he looks like
He always has.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we're
He's
talking about the
not-
same one.
He's not like me.
Clearly, and I mean that with respect, he is not a fighter.
No.
He's a smart
Tell me
one,
where you
though.
found him.
My gang sent to where was it? He's like obviously trying to recall and he's not stalling. He is clearly like actually afraid of you, so he's trying to be as honest as he can. I think we were near Wadonu Salam. We were told by someone to take him from there down to here and wait for someone to come get him.
You're gonna have to put that. You're gonna have to put that name in chat so I can write it down.
Yep.
Okay. Tell me who pays you.
Yeah, fun fact, we actually didn't get paid.
Tell me who was gonna pay you.
Would you believe me if I said I don't know?
You
Good at
might
keeping
want to.
client information, are you?
Hey, what was that?
Hyacinth just looks at Ethan and says, "It's like you're not very good at keeping your client information. Like you're not a very good courtesan. You have a lot to learn."
Looks back to Corey. Just because
He's
he's
gonna
like,
live long enough to learn it.
Don't kill him. I need him.
I'm trying real hard. You're about the only reason right now that, and he might know something.
I promise to find you someone you can kill. Just don't kill him, please.
I'll do my best.
You get a pouty bunny face looking up at you.
How does the
Corey
pouty bunny
kinda-
reaction?
Corey kind of nods and says, "Okay, I will do my best to
Thank
not
you.
kill him." That being said, tell me who you talked to, where you talked to them, what they looked like. Tell me every single damn thing you know about this job that you did right now.
For the record, again, being as forthcoming as I can. I don't know who hired us because they sent an intermediary. Some fucking holds back what he was gonna say because he's like, nope, don't talk like that anymore. It was some guado. They were an asshole. They were titled, pompous, and they treated me and my gang like we were lower than them.
Was his name Gale?
No, we distinctly remember working with a guy.
Gale is a guy.
Gale is a man's name.
Oh, where I'm from, that's a girl's name. Weird. Cultural differences. Who knew?
I mean, Issa's a girl's name where I'm from, so.
Again, cultural differences. Who knew? He's just like really trying to avoid the derailing because he's afraid of Corey at the moment. What does this Gale look like? Or is he just like every other stinking guado?
Oh God!
Obviously, he's
Can
asking.
someone?
He is asking in the sense of like, did Gale have anything distinctive about them that you know?
Corey's not in really any position to think real hard about this guy at the moment.
I don't think
somebody-
you actually interacted with Gale at all.
I don't think I have either. Come to think of it,
I think Mogzio was the most interactive with him.
What does he look like? Explain it to them.
Yeah, no. Gale has like that aqua greenish blue colored hair, almost like a
seafoam green.
Yeah, it's like a seafoam greenish color hair. He has a long, tangled beard. Their skin is, I want to say, slightly tanned, which is ironic given that they're like subterranean in species. Again, very long ass arms with very, very long fucking fingers. He particularly had a few tattoos on his neck that Mogzio would have noticed. And he dressed very highborn.
Gale works for someone else. He won't tell us who he works for. Tried to hire us to do something for him, and instead it went a different way. But also wouldn't pay us more money. She's very stingy. Was the guado you met very stingy?
What I met was very cheap.
So yes.
And by that I mean he dressed very rich, but he used to buy us anything for. Insisted on us paying for ourselves.
You might need to make Gale.
If we're talking about the same person, I don't want you lot getting in trouble for knowing me.
I'm gonna be in trouble for killing him if he's who I think I guess.
Well, it's not me, okay?
Loud Hyacinth starts saying, it's like, do I care about Issa more? Do I care about Gale's money more? Do I care about Issa more? Oh, but oh. All right, fine. If you need to kill Gale, you can kill Gale, but don't kill Issa.
I'm leaning toward Gale at the moment anyway.
They just point at Issa. It's like, you are going to cost me money if she has to kill him.
What did I do? I just got out. How is this my fault?
You made bad decisions.
A guy.
My line of work, we don't exactly do the building schools for kids thing.
Your old line of work. You have a new line of work.
My new line of work is still technically my old line. I'm just not taking shitty jobs.
This is why I'm trying to get you into my line of work. And your line of work. Well, your new line of work. Our lines of work should just converge. We can talk about that later.
Clearly.
But who did you...
We need to find out if Gale is the guy I need.
Yes, but we should also find out who... What was your brother's name again? Camden?
Carden.
Carden. We should also
I'll
find
put it in
out
the chat.
who Carden was delivered to, right? Because then we can track
Yes.
down them through Gale by surprising with information. I've grown to find out that some men are open to surprises at random moments of time. Sometimes they enjoy it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it catches them off guard and you can take their coin purse and run.
I'll take his coin purse, all right.
I mean, we can do that anyways.
Okay.
You would still have fun.
Who did you leave my brother with, Issa?
Two Elohelm. Their names were Ro and Asade. Want? I can go write down what they looked like and hand it over to you. Last I checked, though, they operate out of the Ionian League. I don't know if they're still there.
Yeah, I think you writing this down is a really good idea.
Okay.
As in everything you know about it and my brother.
I will get that to you later today, as everything I have I'll give you. Am I not gonna die now?
You're not gonna die right now. No.
Yet.
He makes a very
Right.
he makes a contemplative face, like, it's that yet and not right now that's bothering me, but I'm not gonna let it bother me. Nope. He's like, you guys will be at the tavern. I'll bring it all the info I have later today. Just don't leave town.
Don't worry.
Friends still.
With that, he quickly scurries off to do whatever he was doing before you came up to him. And there's a bit of a I don't want to say not skip, but like longer stride. But he's clearly trying to get away quicker than normal.
Don't really blame him.
No, I don't
Or
either.
he's gonna kind of crack her neck and try to shake off all of the tension in her muscles for a minute. Okay.
Elven are the ones that look kind of like Elric, right?
Yes.
Well, no, this is Hyacinth asking everyone.
Oh, okay.
Like Elric's not a hume, but he's the one that looks kind of humish. But he looks like the Elven too, right? Would he know these people?
Possibly.
If he does, we might have a problem.
We'll ask him whenever he gets back from his walk.
I don't think every human elven knows the other ones.
No, but Elric was from somewhere else than here. So that's kind of what I'm going off of, is that he might know someone who knows these other elven because he also seems like he travels a lot. I travel a lot, so I know a lot of people.
He may have heard of them through the berry bushes. Is that the phrase?
Grapevine.
That one.
Yes.
Close enough.
You're getting better. Okay, so we need to find out things about your brother. And we know that he's still around. And it was recent. If it makes you feel any better, you smashed people who were involved in taking him to these people beforehand.
Yeah, I did do that. That does help.
I promise to find you someone you can fight and possibly kill later.
That'll probably help my nerves, yeah. Okay. Hyacinth, what did you need to do?
Needed to talk to Issa before he got scared, but I'll let him wait. It's fine.
Yeah, sorry about
The
that.
forest isn't going anywhere. It's okay.
Ogzio takes off after Issa.
Jesus.
Okay.
Hyacinth moves out of the way of the trip
If
hazard.
he's running, so's DFA.
And that is why Hyacinth is moving. Because of the trip hazard.
Oh god. Just so you two know, he has double the movement speed of you, so if you wish to sprint to catch up to him, that's okay. But if you guys are gonna
I'm
just
like to
sprinting. I'm
jump.
moving like 100 feet every 6 seconds. So
What?
Yeah, we're not gonna catch that.
How fast?
it's
Wonder what happened.
I think it's 4 or 5 times your movement speed for running.
God.
Oh no,
Nice.
is it 4 times?
I believe so. Yeah, it's pretty high for a
Oh.
Pathfinder.
Okay, no, because like I know he's like double your size, so he's able to have like a longer stride, and he was moving pretty quick.
Yeah, he moves. I mean, like it's not that important. Either I can catch up to him or I can't.
Like if you guys want to catch up to him, that's fine. It's just one of those like, are you gonna sprint after him or just like
No, yeah, because at this point he's been walking for a while, so I'm like, oh crap, I wanted to ask him something and just book it.
All right. You round a corner and you see him entering the general store. Just as you come around, so you can follow him inside.
Oh, okay.
And once you open the door, obviously seeing you, he gets startled, like, "Oh no, now what?"
Just,
Time to pay the piper, fucker.
just be like, I'm trying not to be snarky and be like, I said yet, I meant now, but I'll just probably be like, don't worry, you're not in trouble yet. I just forgot I had something to ask you. So when you're done in here, I'll be waiting outside to talk to you.
Okay. He watches as you walk back outside, and he goes about his shopping really quick. And after about like 5 or 10 minutes, he pops out.
I'd like to point out that DFA follows him the entire 5 to 10 minutes.
Follows Issa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Actually notices you were not.
In that giant fucking armor?
More like just because he's shopping, he's just like, no, just if I just focus on what I'm doing, I don't have to acknowledge. He does not notice you. He assumes that DFA went back outside with Mogzio. As he finishes and turns around to go to leave, DFA's right there and goes, "Oh shit! Hi."
Just blinks.
You are a very scary one. I told you that. At
A lot.
least you know. Steps to the side and walks by you to head outside. He stands at the door looking back to you. Were you staying inside or you coming?
No, I'm just making sure you don't run away.
We're on an island. I can only go so far.
You might be a good swimmer, like I'm a good jumper.
Fun fact, I actually don't know how to swim. He
So
kind
if
of
you
like,
go
Because
in
he's a
water, you'll
cat.
drown.
wait, what?
Is it because he's a cat person?
Yes. It's because he's a
I
cat person.
forgot he was a cat person.
I did not. I love this information.
It's a cat boy.
Do I
Cat
hear?
boy.
Do I hear that he can't swim?
He's in the doorway, so if you're right near the doorway, yeah, you can hear him.
So what you're saying is you can't rob castles with boats. Who's gonna hire you?
DFA's gonna go, ooh. Yeah, that seems flawed. You should try a different skill set.
He just looks at both of you like, Gods, what have I done? Which god has I pissed off this week for the wrath of you?
All of them. Anyway,
Moogle God.
uh,
Good King Moogle Mug.
Is he good in this game? I forget if he's actually like a good alignment. But anyway, you were going.
yes, I'm actually not sure. But the thing I was going to ask is, um, I was going to mention that Gale's boat is down at the dock, and if he could spend some time being sneaky like and seeing if he can see Gale from a distance without being noticed, and therefore avoiding any trouble. If he could identify him and see if he is the same person, and let us know.
Gale puts both of his hands behind his head and just thinks, let me get this straight. You want me to use my skills that you yelled at me for plenty of times since we've met?
I didn't.
I'm using the general you.
Oh, the royal you.
Yes. You wish me to see if this person that you've been talking to is the same person that hired me.
Yes.
Wasn't that ironic?
I even found the perfect form of payment.
Looks down at you. Okay, what's the payment?
We won't make fun of you for not being able to swim anymore.
DFA just bursts out laughing.
Like the entire expression he had of like the pensive thinking about the job just vanishes, and now he's just scowling at you like, you're an asshole, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe we could look into teaching you how to swim.
DFA looks at Moxie and goes, wait, you know how to swim?
I mean, there's no better way to get away from water and out of it than being able to swim out of it faster.
She just kind of slowly nods her head like this is some really like sound advice. And it makes perfect sense. But she still does not know how to swim.
I would say it was a 0 in swim, but
Aren't you guys also bad with water?
Yeah.
we don't like it.
That's what I thought. I'm
We
like,
hate water.
Yeah, Moogles don't like water.
thankfully he doesn't know this because I feel like this would be a perfect pot kettle moment. But Issa has no idea that Moogles are bad with water. Also, quick diversion. Thank you, Song of Sixpence, for gifting a sub. Jesus, that scared the shit out of me.
Hey.
It was gifted to
Aw.
you.
Startled.
Aw, yes, that's my friend's song.
They just gifted you a subscription, and I got startled by the Final Fantasy Victory fanfare.
Best.
Anyway, yes, you're still taunting this poor bastard.
About taunting him.
You're taunting him with the fact that you're gonna
I'm
tease him.
bargaining, but consider it your first act towards establishing the Thieves Guild. If there's anything we can do to help you, well, then we can make it mutually beneficial.
You have me with the whole Thieves Guild work thing, I'll admit that. Fine, I'll go scope out the boat. When I come by later giving your very tall, scary friend the info about those two, I will bring back what I have on them. Well, on
Okay.
the boat.
And, well, specifically, if you can, try to identify Gale and make sure he's the same Guado that gave you the orders for Cardin.
If he is, though, I won't let you know directly because I wouldn't want him to know that we're working together.
No, yeah, I would say maybe leave a message for Penny or something like that to give us.
I'll do you one better. If you want, we can meet by the villa.
Yeah, we could do that.
After everything, like, nightfall and everything. That
Well,
way, everyone's at the tavern. We will we'll have everything to ourselves.
we need neutral ground because now now Gale knows that we're associated with the villa.
Oh, that's a problem.
Maybe just back here at the general store.
That works. Yeah, we'll meet back here at the end of the day.
Okay.
With that, he's like, if that'll be all, can I?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks back at DFA. Are you going to be following me, or are you staying with him?
She like seems to ponder it for a second and looks between the two. And she looks at Moxio and then back again. And she goes, "You'll never know," and like waves her hands in front of her.
He just looks at Moxio. Please keep her with me. My blood pressure cannot handle that all day.
I can't make any promises.
May the gods pity you for dealing with her. You have. And then he walks off.
DFA just goes, well, that was rather rude.
After all you've done to him today, I think he deserved that much.
It's not my fault that he's not very observant and doesn't know how to swim.
I would say that's his mother's fault. Anyway, you two are going to head back to the group, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay. As Moxio and DFA come back, what the hell are the other three doing? Because you just watched the Moogles run off.
Hyacinth decides not to follow the Moogles. I don't know about Corey and Dell, but
No.
Figure they'll be back in.
That's totally fair.
And I kind of don't want to look at Issa again.
Valid. Totally valid reason. A reminder, Penny did also say if you want to check out the harbor, you could do that, or you guys can just quote unquote fast travel time when you guys meet up with Gale.
I don't think we necessarily have any other leads, so I'm
something I needed to do
Okay.
You do?
if everyone is done.
The only other thing I can think to do is talk to the harbor masters, but I'm not sure they would give me any more info than I already have.
Okay.
And I probably need to cool down a little anyway.
That's fair. So we can fast travel the clock because it's totally a thing that works. To when you guys have to meet up with Gale.
Well, I wanted to
yeah.
see about that. Well, last time you mentioned something about a man running an apothecary out of like a suitcase.
Oh yeah, like the town doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about him?
He's by the harbor, isn't he?
Yeah, he's nearby.
Because we passed him, and then we found the brothel shop.
Yeah.
The brothel.
He's like,
okay.
You could see him from the port. Same spot every day.
Like to go talk to him.
Oh, okay, we can do that really quick.
Yes. Did you name him, or or not?
Let's see. Did I name him?
I'm asking ahead of time.
No, I know. I'm checking my notes if I did name him because I did name a lot of NPCs.
You did.
If we're going that way, I might as well find the harbor master and talk to him.
Oh, that's
kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. So we'll do while I go through my notes to do the apothecary, we'll do the harbor master first, so we can just like backtrack afterwards.
Yes.
What would you like to speak with the? Oh, by the way, the harbor master for Adrian is a Gareth, and I'm gonna. I think I put an image of what a Gareth looks like in the chat. I don't know if I did. If not, I'll grab one.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. His name is Garrick.
Ah, yes, Garrick the Gareth.
Yes.
And he that nobody else can pronounce.
Well, yeah, his real name is harder.
Eugaleo.
There you go. Someone remembered that.
It's in my notes, I think. Also, you did say Gale was a Hume at first, because I have it in my notes as Gale the Hume.
Oh, did I?
That now.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Guess what? I was wrong.
Gale the Guado.
Yep, he's a Guado. For all you know, he was using a human display. I mean, what's it called?
Glamour.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say another thing, but I'm like, no, we're not gonna use that because not going to give it turf in terms of credibility.
I mean, glamours are also fairly.
Oh no, I was going to say a certain potion,
Ah, I see.
but I'm like, no, I'm not going to use that word. But no, that's what a Gareth looks like for those who need it.
Oh, hello.
Yes. Their assistant Sophie is a. And it was the race Icarus.
Did you say the one I won't play?
No, you wanted to originally.
Oh,
Rhea, that's what they're called.
yeah.
I'm like, I wrote these down. But yes, Garrick and Sophie are at the docks. And they notice you coming up. Is it just you going up or are the others following you? And that is an open-ended question.
Yeah, whatever they want to do.
I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah, Dell's gonna follow.
Yeah,
Gary-
probably follow.
Okay. Garrick sees the majority of you and recognizes you from the day before and greets you kindly, notices Bori with a bit of You're the one that came the other night. You weren't here yesterday with the others, so nice to meet you. I'm Garrick.
Nice to meet you. I have some questions.
Hopefully, I or my assistant could help you. What would you like to know?
Have you seen a Roegadyn that looks almost exactly like me, except male and way less scary?
Hmm.
Should have done a company of two.
You were
People
very robotic just then.
Oh,
There you
sorry.
go. You know you're better now.
Okay, good. He would have been in the company of two people from, did Issa say the Ionian League?
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Hmm.
Possibly with several recently sort of healed wounds.
Garrick brings his hands to his face, trying to starts rubbing them together to think. Turns to look at Sophie and goes, "Do you remember everything more than I do, due to your extensive note taking? Does any of that sound familiar?" Sophie reaches into her side pouch and pulls out a ledger and starts flipping through it. Roegadyn. There was one matching your description about a month ago, plus or minus. It says here that he was brought here on one ship, was in town for 3 days, and then left 3 days later that night. The ship he left on was, as you described, heading for the Ionian League. Yes. Is that helpful?
It confirms some things. What was the name of the ship?
Oh, fuck. It's not people's names, it's shit.
I didn't mean that to be a dick, honestly.
No, I know.
It's important information.
It is important
Yeah.
information. Okay, going through the notes. Look at this. Ready for that. This one was named. It was called the Tiamat.
Oh,
Mm.
mommy dragon.
I think that's why I actually called that, because I
Interesting
think me and you were
name.
talking about that night.
Yes.
For a ship. Can you tell me, did he look like he was afraid or in pain or anything?
He closes her book because obviously that's not going to help her in the question you have. He didn't look in pain. He did look nervous, though, and whenever we spoke, Garrick or I spoke to anyone with him, he would refuse to make eye contact. We obviously have to do our job and everything, but we also, within reason, are giving everyone their privacy. The people he came with patched him up. He looked a lot better when he left than he did when he arrived, so we assumed nothing was amiss. Had we known it was someone important, we would have tried to stop them from leaving.
Important to me, maybe.
Well, you clearly are indicating that he wasn't here of his own free will.
From what I understand, no, he wasn't. But there's no way you could have known that. So, thank you for your time.
Yes, the ship was heading to the Ionian League. Though, if it actually stayed there afterwards, I can't be sure. I wish I could be.
Well, I have the name now, so there's that.
Yes, was there anything else
Do
we
you
could
by chance have the name of the captain?
Now you're just being a dick. No, I'm kidding. No, I know. That was just me being like, okay, how can I make that a joke?
Maybe a little.
Yeah, I figured as much. Let's see. Seems the captain pulls out the book again, because again, ledger. It seems that the captain was named a Zev. Like Z-E-V.
Got it.
He was a very rude. Very, very, very rude dwarf.
Oh boy.
I distinctly remember him having choice words about me, and Garrick had to threaten him.
Maybe you could punch him.
Sounds like I could.
Oh,
I'd have to crouch.
She throws her hands up quickly. I appreciate the sentiment. It was no more than I'm used to. It was just one of those. Garrick was in a foul mood when it happened, and he quickly made the captain regret what he said.
I mean, but you're so nice. And you do your job very well, so, anyone who's rude to you should get their balls stomped.
Sophie quickly looks very, very surprised by the openness of that comment, and Garrick just stares like, "Hi, present company excluded, I hope."
Yeah. If it's a dwarf, I wouldn't have I could just pop in and it would be fine.
Oh God, field goal, a dwarf.
Oh, I would. Anyway.
Yes.
Thank you. You've been very helpful. On the off chance that the ship docks here again while I'm in town.
Oh no, of course. We will instantly let you know if that happens.
Thank you.
Of course. If that's all, though, we do have to get back to work, Garrick.
Carry on.
Oh.
Of course. Garrick bows and says, as she said, if you knew anything else, you know where we are.
Corey will nod and retreat a little. I don't know if anyone else wanted to ask you anything.
I did.
Okay, but
just wanted to ask Sophie if either of them knew the name of the old mistress of the Lily, like her name.
Garrick's, I guess you can call it feathers. They are kind of avian, kind of ruffle at the question. Not in like disgust, but in like a I would never know such a thing. I would never be caught at one of these places. And as
she left town on a boat, didn't she?
Garrick sputters, trying to come up with a like distinguished answer for your question. Sophie just looks at him like ignoring him. Yes, the original owner. Her name was Belladonna Paola.
Ooh, another flower name.
Yeah, she actually looked well. Sorry, she was a Viera like you.
We're very popular. Do you know, possibly, if I were to want to send a letter to her, would you know a ship that I could put it on to get in contact with her?
Sophie looks around at the what few ships are in the port. If you have a letter and you give it to me, I can give it to one that's going back to the Vale today. If that's okay with you.
That's perfect. I was actually looking at the lily, and I was thinking of maybe sprucing it up, making it look nice again. But I don't want to touch something if it's hers.
At the notion of renovating the brothel, Garrick just again starts sputtering and looking like the most awkward of men hearing about sex work.
Birdman.
There's no flower shops here either, so I was thinking maybe multi-purpose, double business, and things. Everyone likes flowers.
Sophie's wings like bamf out, and she kind of like flutters a bit. Oh wait, flower shop? Gets really quiet and timid again. If you were to do that, I would help in that department. I used to be very good with flowers back when I lived with my mother. She owned a flower shop, and oh, I'm probably rambling now. I'm sorry.
I love you. Yes, 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 yes.
She like goes very, very not intimidated, flustered at your casualness.
If we can get this Belladonna to sign off on it, yes. I will keep you in mind.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, when you have your letter that you want to send, just let me know and I'll put it on the right ship.
Thank you. And then Hyacinth turns and then starts walking towards the apothecary for the doctor.
Duly noted. Anyone else planning on talking to Garrick or Sophie?
I'm going to nod at them again and follow Hyacinth.
Okay. What was it, Del?
I think Del's gonna catch up with Hyacinth and like tug on her sleeve, and just is it going to be a 2-level flower shop?
Oh.
We're gonna have lots of flowers and lots of people coming to see other people's flowers, and it's gonna be so nice and so perfect. I think you'll love it. I think you'll be very popular.
Oh, okay. So a flower shop and then a display portion, sort of like a gallery.
Yes, but the people are the things that you come to look at or come to spend time with.
Okay, so people can like arrange their flowers on other people, and then you interact with them like art.
Yes,
that's one way of putting it.
What people choose to do with the time that they spend with people is between the courtesan and their client.
He doesn't know this word.
Corey's trying real hard to keep a straight face.
Roll. Hold on. If you are trying to keep a straight face, I have to do it. Roll a
Roll save.
No, I'm.
That's pretty good.
I'm going back and forth between performance or bluff. But no, that works. Yeah, go for that. Go for will.
Okay, let me pull my thing up.
Because obviously you're not actively trying to bluff them, but it's like, can I keep this to myself?
That is a 12.
You're able to maintain a relatively straight face, but Hyacinth can see you being very, very not struggling, but if this keeps up, you're gonna burst, and Hyacinth can tell.
It's adorable.
Hyacinth is just gonna offer their hand to Corey, and then loop their arm around Del's, and then continue.
This is fine.
I rolled insight. I got a 5. He has no idea. Y'all, he has no idea.
The sex work DLC was not purchased.
No.
It's in the next update.
Dell's creator was a little worried about other things to include that file.
Sorry, sense motive, not insight. Sorry, I had to double check myself.
It's the same thing. Yeah, Dell has no clue what you're saying unless you want to elaborate.
Yeah, not a damn bit. He's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it'll be art. That's probably another word for artist. Okay, sure.
I'm delighted by this.
It is an artist, all right.
Well, technically we're entertainers, but you know, we are artists in our own right.
Okay. It's gonna be
Apothecary.
so pretty.
Apothecary.
Oh,
To the
God.
doctor.
Yes, to the apothecary. The apothecary is, as I described before, working out of those the suitcases that you can open up and they can become a like a display.
Kind of like a tackle box, but cooler.
Yeah.
The only way I can describe it, and I don't know if everyone's seen the movie. You've seen Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
It's been a minute.
If you remember Professor Brown, how he had his suitcase become like a whole display thing. But if not, hold on, I'm trying to see if I can find. Like the only way I can describe it. Here we go. His suitcase goes from that's not. Come on. Come on, screen. Yeah, it can open up to look like that. That way he has all his wares on display for those who wish to purchase. And the race is a...
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but when he's not doing it, all that folds up and becomes a suitcase that he carries around. Oh yeah, no, okay. The apothecary, shocking, maybe, is actually a Moogle.
Oh.
So you can imagine the Moogle standing in the middle of those two shelving spots. And when he sees you, he looks up, his nose kind of twitches like a rabbit and goes, how can I help you, Koopa?
I am looking for some kind of poison I can dip my arrows in. And since you treat poisons, and it looks like you have a couple herbs and things, I was wondering if you knew a good combination. But also I need, of course, like something to fix the people who are then poisoned if something happens on accident.
So, Koopa. Okay. Poison, antidotes, and that's what you're looking for, more or less?
Yeah. Or some kind of herb that I can then turn into a poison. For self-defense purposes, of course.
I think
Dangerous times we live in.
The Moogle throws up his hands. Hey. Your kill, my product. I don't ask questions. Koopa. He hops down off behind the suitcase, open up the middle part, and like dives in. All you see is the kicking legs as he's searching. Poison. You can hear like bottles being moved around, glass being clinked against itself. Let's see, poisons. I do have some antidotes. They're kind of expensive though. How much are you willing to spend, Yupo?
Around 100 gil.
Okay, dives back in. More clanking, more clattering. The the little pom-pom on their head pops up every now and then just pops back under the, I guess you can call it, like, raised spot. I got 2 antidotes, 25 gil each. Poison wise. I've got a jar of water hemlock, 3 of rosemary pea, and 1 of oleander.
Oh.
Yes, I just googled actual poisonous herbs. So, Kupo, you want the antidotes or the herbs more?
Honestly, the herbs more.
Okay. Tosses the antidotes back in the box. At 100 gil, I can part with all of those for 65 gil. Kupo.
All of those and the antidotes would be 105 gil.
Yeah, plus or minus a gil, yeah.
And I'll give you 105 for all of that.
Jumps back in to find the 2 antidotes that he just shoved into the suitcase of holding, more or less. Pokes back out, hands you the 2 bottles of antidote, and then starts going for the herbs. He puts them into a pouch, like, because they're all different, like, glass jars, puts them in a pouch, wraps the pouch, ties it secure, and hands that to you. Will that be all for you all?
Well, I was wondering also, do you know anything about someone needing treatment in town? Maybe someone that looks like my friend here? It would have been a bit ago, but if you maybe sold them things?
I'm assuming you're just into Corey.
Yes.
The apothecary looks at Corey and does that thing that cats do when they don't, like, have a shit shiver, but their fur kind of, like, from one end to the other kind of, like, furrows, then goes back to normal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love how, like, everyone owns a cat, so they probably know what that is. Yeah, he does that as trying to, like, memory. Goes, yeah, one of you guys came through a lot of cuts, scrapes, and scratches. Nothing too serious. It was like looked like they could have just been in an accident or something. Most of it was in the arms and upper chest area. I examined them too. They were very, very, very nice. They were very nice to me, like that. Anyway, yeah, I patched them up very well. They weren't here in town long though, Hippo. Why did they do something wrong?
No, never in my life. Did he look healthy otherwise?
Oh yeah. He said he was hungry, but he had been on a boat for like 3 days, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm on a boat. Yeah, my stomach isn't gonna agree, so food isn't a thing. He could have just been starving because he didn't.
Better hope so.
Other than that, though, he seemed.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The way he's talking gives a clue that he's kind of like an absent-minded Moogle.
Just a little.
He's also like.
Okay.
It's clear that he's trying to remember, but what you're asking of him is like, I see a bunch of people all the time because I'm a town doctor. You're asking me to remember one person? Oh.
Well, I mean, in
Yeah.
defense, it's probably like a 6'8"
Oh yeah, I don't.
to 6'10" Roegadyn with.
Your brother stands out, but it's still a case of like.
He should look terrifying, but.
No, he was nice. He liked my points to his pom pom.
Oh,
Said
He
it
would.
said it was very soft looking.
Oh my god. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Corey's
One
gonna
more thing.
kind of turn away and like walk away for a second, and she's trying really hard not to like burst into tears at the moment.
As Corey walks
What?
away, the Moogle looks to the others. Did I do something wrong, Kippo?
No, not at all. One more question for you, and then I'll let you go about your business.
Yeah,
If I
yes.
were to bring you herbs and things, would you be able to distill them for me? I think that we're going to be traveling a little bit, and if I find something interesting, I'd like to bring it back to see what we could make of it.
Maybe, depending on what you bring. Certain things, yes. Other things, no. I would need the equipment for it, so I'm not expecting that you would. If you were able to help renovate my old office, I could probably do it, but until then, I would only be limited to basic stuff.
And if I help you renovate the office, do I get a discount?
Oh yeah. If you help innovate, I'll give you a 10% discount to start.
15.
I can't do 15 at the moment.
12.
I'll do 10, and I'll offer you 3 free items a month.
Ooh. Deal. And what's your name?
First of all, he extends his hand, it being a Moogle's hand, very smaller than yours. His name is Pookie.
No.
The Palm Burner.
The Palm Burner?
Yeah, POM, like the pom pom. Also, in case you need to know, his pom pom is a gradient of purple to orange, like a flame.
Yo.
And it is at
Does
this
that
point.
mean something to the Moogles?
No, it's just kind of like just an aesthetic thing.
Just show off.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. As I actually would say, at this point, he looks down and notices the other two Moogles. Goes, "Oh, hi. Haven't seen you two before. Are you two new here?"
Diethe is gonna look at him with mild distaste. She doesn't like this showiness.
Yeah, Moxio is also giving him the side eye, just silent.
Okay. Maybe they don't speak common.
I'll bring back things if we go adventuring, see what we can make of them, and I'll keep in mind that if I come by some extra coin, I might help you renovate. And if I open my flower shop, I might help you with some herbs too. Business.
He throws his paw up in front of his face like a salute and goes, "Sounds good to me." Yeah, and then just like hops back into his suitcase and starts like rifling through things.
Love this. Can you send me the list of those herbs and things later?
Yep, I can do that later. Just remind me.
Awesome.
Okay, so you've all done that. Because of where we are, it has been a good spot to call this a break period.
Woo.
Ew.
Everyone can get up, stretch, get a snack, drink, maybe an ibuprofen if they need it. That wasn't directed at anyone in particular. We'll be back in about like 3 or 5 minutes. So yeah, don't go away. BRB.
Cool.
Okay.
Party, you just finished up with the apothecary. So much for like not having anything to do until Gale showed up. You guys have filled up the day pretty nicely. It is about a little bit after midday at this point. Your scheduled meeting with Gale is not that long from now. If you want, you can head back and go meet with him, or you can just continue browsing the city to kill more time. Well, town, city.
I have no one else to talk to.
Okay. Hyacinth.
That was it for me. I can
Okay.
accost Issa later.
Okay, and I'm assuming Dell, you got nothing?
No, I can't think of anything else that I've got.
Okay. And the Moogles were very, very perturbed by the apothecary, so I'm assuming they got nothing.
Nope, they got nothing.
Does
Good.
DFA need to re-up her pastry supplies?
No, I think she's good.
I think she's still got like a whole like shit ton left.
You said she was eating crumbs, so I didn't know if she powered through that whole supply or not.
No, she's just not picky with which part of it she eats. The crumbs, the
Oh.
loaf, doesn't matter.
Is DFA the kind of person who licks the bottom of the Oreo container?
She has been known to.
Okay. Or a better question is if you lick the icing off the bottom of the donut container.
I think
I use my
she would
fingers.
run her hand through it, but she
Oh.
would go crazy over it.
She has fur. Oh no.
No,
I've never done that, but I've
Continuously
licked
sticky.
the popcorn bag.
I
Do
did not.
Moogles have toe beans?
yes, they have toe beans.
Yes.
Okay.
The really important question would be: is DFA the one that waits till you've made the cookie dough and just like takes the whole bowl, or actually just eats them when they've been baked?
The answer is yes.
That's
You
fine.
have to make cookie dough for DFA to extract.
Then
you
make the
have to
actual
make more
cookies
cookie dough to make the cookies.
and hope that DFA isn't brave and just reaches into the oven and takes them.
She would.
It's like the packages meme of like pressing your face against the window.
Yeah.
Package?
Okay, so yeah, you guys head back into the tavern and wait out the time until Gale shows up. While you're waiting, Penny obviously offers you guys lunch. If you guys want it, that's up to you. She let you know that when Gale shows up, it'll be just you guys. The tavern was reserved, so no other clients will be there. It'll be private. Powdered sugar. And
Yeah. Yeah.
they're your favorite, so it's okay.
Oh yeah.
While you're waiting, though, lunch is pretty good. Penny was kind enough to make sure that there was a very good spread. Made some more of her pastries for desserts if you guys wanted those, which I'm assuming DFA is like gimme. But eventually Gale does show up, and when he walks in, he's very nondescript. Comes in, sits down at the table across from you guys, and simply gets right to business, asking, "So, have you taken any time to consider my offer for the second job?"
So what's it worth to you again?
This job paid double what I offered you for the last one. So, if it's done in a good enough way, 3,000 or 4,000.
I suppose. What are the specifics?
My employer, as you know, I'm unfortunately the mouth, has some business going on at the Pythia Peninsula. Fortunately, that business is running into issues on account of a known dissident, I guess you could call her. The locals know her as the Robin. He was a paladin for Vale and retired after a time. She hasn't gotten too out of hand yet, but my employer wants her not dealt with, but out of the picture before it gets worse. Thankfully, no one's died. It's mostly been property damage or um, uh, anyway, she hasn't killed anyone, but she's injured a few. She's destroyed some of our property. She's being a menace. And if you could handle the problem, however you choose to, you'll be doing my employer a favor and allowing us to move forward with our business. So we'll pay you handsomely.
Okay. And sorry, what was their name again?
The person's name or the name of the place?
Well, I guess both.
The name of the place is the Pythia Peninsula. And the person in question is known as the Robin.
Okay. I want to make sure I got that right.
Again, he says if you can do it very well, like solve the problem completely, 4,000 gil. If you solve it like kind of in a more or less how you solve the orb problem, he'll give you 3.
Solved, quote unquote.
Yeah. Technically, you solved the problem, just not in the way he wanted.
It's it's like a teacher teaching core math. It's like, you got the answer, but I don't know how.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just going back over my notes.
Nope, totally fine.
So we know that the Robin was a former paladin of Vale.
Yes.
Okay. Mainly, she was going around being a pest.
That's a polite way of putting it, yes. Last I was there, she had destroyed quite a bit of shipping containers we'd brought in. That's the word I was looking for, vandalized. Anyway, I got there eventually. Vandalized some of our buildings, injured a few of our security. Again, nothing fatal, but it's becoming a problem.
Okay.
And obviously, I have to let you know, I personally will not be going with you. I have matters to attend to somewhere else. After you complete the job, you will come, if you wish payment, you'll have to come to where I will be to collect it.
Where will that be?
I'll be on the Isle of the Orb.
Legit question, DM.
Yes.
Do I know about that island?
Let us have a moment of does
Just-
Dill know a thing with
just from the name alone, I'm just wondering if maybe, like, is it a rival? Is it a sister company?
no, it is not a company thing. It's an actual like religious temple. But
Still,
roll a history to see what you do know.
I think I'm actually decent at that. I am. I have a bonus. Look at that.
Doesn't know courtesan, but
19?
knows he doesn't know courtesans, but he knows obscure religious things. That's right.
I mean, it's because it's an oracle.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if maybe, like, it's been mentioned, like, oh, you know, those phonies or what have you.
Yeah.
You know how people
Anyway.
talk about the competition. Anyway, I got a 19.
You know about the Oracle. For generations, like as far back as many can remember, the Oracle's temple on said island has been always a sacred ground, no man's land for all factions, everyone, politicians, anyone who wanted to do something would oftentimes consult the Oracle. There's never been any proof one way or the other if the Oracle is real or a phony, but collectively speaking, everyone in the world has agreed those who go seek guidance, and what they get is what they make of it. The Oracle's temple resides in a town that has been built around the temple, and that is the majority of the island. There isn't much else there, so if someone was to go there, they're going there for that express purpose.
Okay, interesting.
And you also know that the Oracle is named because you roll. Actually, that's my notes.
I know, how dare.
You're making me look up names. Nevarth.
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 Cool.
She's very little known about her to you, but you do know the name. She's been an oracle for 40 years now.
Alrighty, thank you.
See?
Are you going to get a prediction or information for an employer or yourself?
My business is my own. I go there once a year. It's a bit of a I don't not unfortunate. God damn you, a tradition my mother ingrained in me that I just never was able to shake. So every year I visit the Oracle and do my business before starting the year, say.
Okay.
Also, because I have to, I'm making everyone else do it. Redeem to hydrate things, so everyone hydrate.
I don't want to get up to go try and get water. So.
Fetch Percy. Have Percy do it.
Mm-mm.
Fine, I will drink more water on top of what I'm already drinking. Oh my gosh, that pun. They're robbing me a problem because they've been robbing. Get it? God damn it.
They're so cute.
For the record, I do appreciate the pun. If I could give Ade
Don't appreciate
inspiration,
my
I would.
puns.
Because your puns come at 4 a.m. when I'm just like, brain is turning off.
Exactly. They're the best puns.
Anyway, does anyone else have any questions for Gail during this? I know that Corey is
Not talking.
learning as the conversation progresses.
Her jaw was clenched very tightly, and she is not saying a word.
I'm gonna roll.
Just stares and asks. It's like, so will you be providing us a way to get back and forth to these places?
Not in a manner of speaking. I can cover expenses if you need them afterwards. And my name is good in most places, so if you happen to find, I know there are a bunch of ships coming in and out of the island. If you happen to get one, use my name if you need to, and I will pay them as needed.
Is your name not good in places we should be worried about that we might come across?
Not in this job.
Like if you owe someone money,
No, not in that
they
moment.
try to take it out on us.
No, you should be fine in that regard.
I imagine
I would
that
rather
it would
not
be better if there
run
was a modicum of just of sorry.
No, good.
We derailed each other. Discretion.
Understood.
That's the form I'm working for.
Modicum of expression.
Discretion.
Discretion.
He reaches into his clothing and pulls out a small notebook, quickly writes something down and slides it across the table to Moxio. If you find a ship that requires any form of payment, give them this. It'll cover the expenses that they charge of you until you're done.
Okay.
And if they give you a problem, I'm sure that you could be more convincing than that.
I think we're very convincing. But
What
that
I've
doesn't
seen
mean that I want to deal with any bandits that you owe money to.
Bandits? What do you mean?
Because usually when people don't pay someone, then those people have to go into a life of crime and they end up as bandits, all because somebody didn't pay them the correct amount of money. At least that's what I've seen.
Oh,
All the time.
unfortunate. I can't say that I have never not paid a client. Maybe not what they wanted, but I've always made sure my debts were paid. Doesn't do me any good if I have standing debts. Also, since you asked Dell, what are you doing with that information that you...
I think he's processing on it.
Okay.
I don't know that he necessarily wants to do anything with it at the moment. I think he's more trying to. He's still learning a lot about the world at large, and he's, I think, kind of trying to glean as much as he can. And anything that sounds even vaguely familiar, he will jump on to like kind of reboot that part of his memory so that he doesn't lose it. Because there's been a lot of new experiences and things and stuff like that, and anything that reminds him of his old life and stuff, he's still sort of like, oh, this, I remember this. This is standard. This is what I'm used to, kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. He looks around to all of you and goes, I just noticed you're one short. Is every time I see you, you seem to be missing a member of your group.
DFA goes,
take
no,
turns going
we're
on walks."
both short.
That, but also sometimes we just take turns, taking a break, taking a walk. Walking is good for you.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that too. I was wondering if we all had revolving days and if the days had been established.
I think it's just whoever needs it needs it.
That's fair.
Oh, jeez.
I'll donate my day if anyone needs it.
DFA goes, I need it, and she just walks away.
Gail just watches DFA and is like, is she always like this?
It's a Moxio question.
He doesn't know that, so he's just asking in general.
No, she's a loose cannon.
Oh.
So do you just point her in a direction and she just goes and destroys?
Theoretically.
I would say out of anyone here,
It goes
she's the
and
one
does
I have.
something.
I would say out of anyone here, she's the one that I have the most trouble finding any sort of probability matrix to fit to. So yes.
You are quite delightful, all of you. So I think we have an accord then. You don't mind doing this job for me?
The minimum that we would get upon completing this is 3,000, correct?
Agreed.
And the maximum is 4,000.
Again, yes.
And we meet you at this Oracle Island once we're done.
Yes, I'll be at the temple for quite a bit.
Okay. Do you think you'll have another job after that one?
Oh. In my line of work, it's possible, yes.
Could I ask something of you?
I don't see why not.
And Hyacinth leans forward and puts their elbows on the table and like cups their face in their hands and looks very sweetly. Do you know anybody who's in the market to buy lumber or trees?
The question jars him because that's not remotely what he was expecting of you. Are you trying to speak for this communities, or do you happen to have your own business?
I'd like to have my own business, but I also just like knowing things.
We're hoping for a flower shop.
See,
If there is money, there's customers.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone. But if you would like, if I happen to come up with any ideas, I can let you know when we meet again on the island. The other island.
Lovely. Lovely.
Hopefully that's satisfactory, though.
I think for me, Alric was very keen on us taking this job.
I can imagine he would be. I happen to know that he once knew the person I'm sending you in question.
Certainly something he didn't tell us. We'll have to talk about that later.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh at the pun leaving.
This is my life.
It's a great life. You chose this and you love it.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, Gale stands up and is like, well, if that is that, with this being what it is for a job, I don't expect a time limit per se, but I do know I'll be on the island for about, once I get there, that is, 2 to 3 weeks at most, unless I'm called away. But if I am, I'd be sure to leave with anyone there where I'll be going for you to reach me. Or if the situation calls for it, I can leave the funds to be given to you accordingly, depending on what we need.
Yes. We're not going to chase you around the ocean for our reward.
No, that's understandable. If
You might not, but I may.
I can leave with an associate there, the funds to be given to you if I had to leave it. But if not, I'll be there for you. The exchanging of your reward. And as he goes to leave, he's like, but with that, I do regret I must leave. As I mentioned, work has me always busy. He bows very curtly to all of you and slips out of the tavern before you can actually say anything else to him. And as he goes, Penny comes out from behind the bar and says, if his gill wasn't good, I would never let him in my establishment.
There is such a thing as bad gill.
Yes, things as forgeries. Make counterfeit gill.
What about him makes you not like him?
It could be an old carryover from my age, but in my experience, Guado come with problems. And as she says that, she goes on to be like, especially for Albed.
Well, if he causes you problems, we can always just have Corey handle it.
Yep.
That's sweet, dear. Unfortunately, you'd have to get in line. Focus already wants a reason to kill him.
What is
Does
that
he
game
now?
that people play where they hit something back and forth?
That's a game?
There's a game. You hit something back and forth between two people or more.
Hold on, off table. You describing tennis?
Yes.
Okay, no, I want to make sure you were describing one thing before I go to like. I'm thinking if like, wait, you're doing a Final Fantasy comparison or real world? Okay. Back to table. If you mean the game, yes, but I don't. Are you suggesting that the two of them hit him back and forth?
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Unfortunately, I think Focus would too.
I think people would pay to watch that. We could clear some tables, make it like a circle area, put him in the middle, then have the two of them stand at either end. They can hit him back and forth, and people can pay to see who knocks him out hardest.
God.
Dell is looking progressively more confused and horrified.
The DM is feeling progressively more horrified.
Regardless if he's the one I'm looking for, I don't like him. He's smarmy.
He is very smarmy. But yes, no, you've arranged for your next job, mission, whatever you want to call it. You also know that it's going to be a bit before the house is done, so you have that. As mentioned before, Gale reserved privacy in the tavern for a bit, so no one can come and go for a little bit longer. You guys don't really have much to do else. You guys can, if you wish, head back to go ask about a ship to get out of here. or you can spend the rest of the day mingling. Now that you've gone over that,
Can I make some gil?
like
Using
physically make it.
no.
Oh, okay.
By performing.
Once it's like later in the evening when everyone's done with the workday, you could do some performing or something.
Cool. That's all my plans. Unless
Okay.
someone else, unless we do want to go and try to establish. I kind of do want to establish transportation.
Okay, that's everyone else.
Is Issa gonna get back to me today?
He'll be getting back to you later tonight, like when the workday
Okay.
is done. But he did say
Well,
he'd want to meet told Mogzio this, not you. He would want to meet by the general store just so that Gale doesn't see the two of you guys interacting. But you don't know that part.
Okay.
Mogzio
I'm
does.
just wanting to make sure that Corey finds something out before she explodes.
No, that's reasonable. Yep. But as I told you, I will send you via message all the stuff that he gives. That way you have it all.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. So yeah, if Mogzio wants to go look for transport out, that's an option. Does anyone have any objections to that? Also, is DFA just still gone? Or did she just leave the table?
She's gone.
Okay, just figured I'd check that one.
That's alarming.
At the moment, which is more concerning, the transport of the missing Moogle.
I think the missing Moogle. But if Mogzio's not concerned, then I'm not either.
Mogzio is unfazed.
Okay. We might as well go arrange this transport. I need to move around or I'm going to start breaking things.
Yeah, I think it's with nothing else really going on. It's probably best that we get going sooner rather than later.
Okay. God damn it. Okay. Moogle comedian live at 11. In other news, local bakery robbed of all of their goods.
If I would never. I don't think.
It's not robbed.
She's an
Maybe.
upstanding citizen. She pays for all of her baked goods. Even worse is she'd probably add some.
I was about to say, yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like DFA is that person who will go to one establishment for years. DFA will be at a funeral. The establishment will have a kiosk there, and everyone will be like, "What do you do? Do you following this Moogle around, madam? This Moogle has been putting my family through college."
I love that
That's how
though.
that goes.
And DFA is just scrunching down an eclair.
Num, num,
Um,
Nom nom.
But if that's the idea, then Mogzio, you can head out and discuss or arrange for the means of transport. In the process, I guess everyone else can scope out for DFA, as well as kill time before you guys meet up with Gale. Issa.
boy.
Oh, only because I just completely forgot about this. Dale, you've been carrying the orb with you the whole time, yes?
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Okay.
just in my bag.
Really quick, do a wisdom roll.
Okay, like a wisdom save or just a wisdom check?
Just a check.
Okay. One day I'll remember my stats. 15?
Okay, you're fine. Carry on.
Okay, cool. Just trying to, for all I know, this orb's just in here trying to pry into his head, and he's just do.
Slowly but surely, a mechanical hand comes out, starts to grab at Dell's neck.
He sees a flower, ducks.
It's like Venom.
Ah.
Okay, so we guys get back to the port to arrange transport. Garrick is nowhere to be seen, but Sophie is. And upon you guys arriving, Sophie sees you and assumes that you're there because Hyacinth had a letter for the previous courtesan mistress, and she is going to presume that's what you're there for.
I'm gonna say that Hyacinth wrote that letter.
That's fine. You
while
guys,
they-
you had
while they
you
were
had,
waiting.
no, you had a bit of time while you were waiting on Gale. I would say it was about an hour at the tavern waiting for Gale. There's plenty of time for you to have written that. Is it something that you do not want Sophie to know about, or are you just going to be like forthcoming with me?
Oh no, the entire letter is written in Viren
Okay.
because the other person was also a Vera.
Oh, that's fine. When you hand it over, she takes it and says, yeah, I will get this on the boat quickly. Was there anything else you needed me to do before I go do that?
We got hired to do something in the looking at name. Oh, Pythia Peninsula.
Oh,
And
that's delightful.
We're looking for a ship to take us there. Do you have any recommendations? Someone that is not rude to you. We don't want to give money to someone who is rude to you.
Pulls out her ledger and flips through it. Let's see. No, these guys are rude. These ones, they're not going there. Does it have to be immediately, or do you mind waiting a day or two?
Magzio?
Oh, that's her.
Are you immediately trying to leave the island, or are you fine waiting like a day or two beforehand?
We're gonna need at least overnight.
Okay. That being said, there is the Humming Mirage is leaving in a day, if you don't mind that one. The captain is, you'd like her. Well, you all would like her. She's an interesting one.
Sounds fine. We're not picky.
Okay, yes, I can arrange for you to meet her tomorrow beforehand. That way you're not like in a rush. She'll be coming in tonight. She had business out on the around the other. She has business. I'm hush hush. But no, she'll be back in the morning, and then they will be leaving in the late afternoon. They are heading for pretty much the Pythia Peninsula, more on the farther end of it than the actual port that most people go to. But that's, you can deal with that with her when you get on the ship. Was that all you guys needed?
I think so.
Okay. She looks to who was? Looks to Hyacinth. You mentioned a flower shop, yes?
Yes.
If you would like, I can write to my mother and have her send me some stuff and have them stockpile for you. Unless you wanted to
Please.
wait.
Oh no. That would be perfect. Is
Okay.
there? Do you have a favorite flower?
Great question. Growing up,
You
with
can think on it.
okay. I'll think about that. Yeah. Growing up with the flowers, you kind of just get used to all of them.
I know. It took me a while to pick up my favorite.
It is the same as your name, yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 'Cause it'd be really bad if it was. Anyway,
I mean, I know plenty of Vera who name themselves after their least favorite flowers, and they can grow to love it.
that sounds like a really, really high gamble. Wouldn't want to take that chance.
It's a Viren thing. It's all right.
Oh, okay. As long as it works for you people, though. Yeah, no, I'll write to her and have her send what she can. That way you can start your shop.
And when
Is
it started, you're welcome to come by and pick whatever ones you'd like.
oh, thank you. That in mind. With that, she kind of like flutters in circles before like looking for Garrick and finding something to do. Getting from the tavern to here and then doing all that, I'll say takes a bit, and clearly it's around the time that Mogzio and Issa agreed to meet and share their information. And if Mogzio wants to head there alone, he can, or he can take the whole group. It's up to him.
It doesn't have to be a secret. If people want to join, they can.
Okay.
Need to see Issa again.
Yep. What about Hyacinth?
Hyacinth has business with Isa, so yes.
And I'm assuming Dell is
Issa.
just
Tagging along.
Dell's just tagging along, just sort of like this is so many things in so many places all in one day.
This is a very busy day for a day that only had like 2 things planned.
Yeah.
This is literally that case of I have to do 3 things. Winds up doing 30 things, and you're like, what happened to my day?
Hmm.
I was out.
When you hyperfixate on being productive.
Right.
I wish I could do that more often.
Same.
Same.
Any neurotypicals out there? Fuck you. What's it like?
Seriously.
Hella fucking rude.
You're the minority here. Oh, this is a first. Normally it's me that's the minority.
How's it feel?
How does it feel for me to be the minority?
I meant, how's it feel for Brit to be part of the majority for once?
I thought it was all you meant to do.
It's probably like, I finally feel seen.
I feel validated.
Oh god, that's gonna come back to bite me in the ass. Anyway, no, you guys do follow Mogzio to the general store as arranged to meet for Issa. When you arrive, he's not there, you'd think. The 3 Taru are leaving the shop and ask if you came to shop for anything because they were closing for the evening. Clearly you all decline and be like, no, you're just meeting someone. But the 3 of them are just like, oh, okay. Just reminder, we're closed for the evening, so if you need anything, let us know tomorrow. And then they scamper off. Their tiny little legs carrying them slowly. I need you all to roll perception.
You
Gotta make you guys do something.
It's a 19.
Dell sees everything, I swear to God.
I have a +7, man.
And you're only level 2.
D12. Okay. D20, not 12. That is
14.
a
14.
16 plus some stuff. 18.
18,
Again.
okay. 18's your number tonight.
I guess so.
How does Hyacinth and DFA roll for perception?
A 9, because my
Oof.
dice doesn't like me today.
12.
So, Dell, you and Corey are the first to notice Issa. He's perched above you on the roof of the shop. And just drops,
Okay.
and he just drops down onto all 4s in front of you all. If you rolled below a 15, he kind of startles you upon landing.
That's unusual.
Mogzio falls prone.
That's fair. It doesn't help that he's kind of cat-like and just plops in front of you all. The other 2 are very much like, oh, that was a little extra. He stands up, looks at you all, offers a hand to help Mogzio up. apologizing
kinda-
for startling you.
He just kind of does a quick little kip up
Um,
and just kind of like dusts himself off. He's like, "What are you?"
I'm Catman. Played by Adam West.
Oh, don't do that. You're gonna make me imagine all of his lines like Adam West.
Oh,
That's
no.
totally fine. I'm fine with that.
Oh no. Please don't.
And it's Fairly Odd Parents Adam West, not Family Guy Adam West. No, he looks around. I did what you asked, and surprisingly, the security there was very lax. That or they just don't care.
I think they have other things to worry about than someone trying to see who's on a ship.
That's fair.
Yeah, we weren't asking you to steal
Oh,
like
no.
the crown jewels or anything here.
No, I just the security in general, you'd think they'd be more suspicious of someone watching, and they just didn't seem like they were trained to be actually on the lookout for anything. They were more muscle than sentinel.
Maybe that's something you can keep in mind for the Thieves Guild.
Oh, it is. Knowing the difference between muscle and sentinel is very important when breaking and entering.
That almost worries me more.
I did what you wanted.
Maybe we should hire Issa to try and break into our new home once it's done.
Hire me to break into your own home?
So then we know where the weak spots are so we can fix them.
No one's ever actually hired me for that. It'd be interesting. I'll keep it in mind. The one you wanted me to check out. I can't say I know that one particular, but he does look familiar. But being that he's Guado, and unfortunately a lot of Guado look alike, I wouldn't want to say one way or the other if he's the one who hired me, because he seems smarmy.
He's very smarmy.
I think you might agree. I think he'd be perfect to kick into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at least we can agree on that one.
So I'll pencil you into the game that we'll play later if he decides to betray us.
Game?
We have 3 players so far.
Never mind. He goes into
I don't know either.
He goes into his shirt, pulls out some papers, and hands them to Corey. Everything I
Thank
promised
you.
about the two of them. I say this,
Appreciate it.
I say this with as much honesty as you can take from a thief. If you pursue them, do so at your own peril and be cautious. I don't like the feel of them.
I appreciate the warning, but it doesn't really matter because he's my brother.
Oh, no, that I understand. I'm just saying be smart about it. The two of them... One of them is... what's the term you non-thieves use? Blue mage.
Hmm.
You can just use
Noted.
The thieves term with me.
Hmm?
You can just use the thieves terms with me.
Oh no, he's thinking more like what's the actual like classification of someone, because in his line of work it's more danger, tier system more than actual like what's the job description.
Yeah.
So he had to remember blue mage. The other one carried a big sword. So I'd say probably fighter.
Okay.
I just don't want you running into something that you can't run out.
We have one of each of those, don't we? We have a mage and Hyacinth points to Dell, and then we have the ours with the big sword, wherever he is venturing off to. Then we have Corey
With the big axe.
with the
And the
very
big everything
pretty,
else.
wonderful axe.
I
And
don't.
stomping abilities.
I don't
Yeah,
doubt
that too.
your abilities. I really don't. In my experience, though, blue mages are. They're dangerous. Being able to master the techniques of that which they fight always makes them always copycats. Last thing you need is to fight someone who knows everything you can do, but better.
I'll figure something out.
Oh, I'm sure you will. You guys were able to break out of my people's. Well, we're going to ignore that because, frankly, it seems someone was better than you guys killing them all. So
We theoretically killed that guy, so
Yeah.
Dell theoretically killed that guy.
I don't think there's a theoretically.
Dell looks a little paler. Just like, oh right.
a very, very just distant voice from the back of Dell's head. Kill mode engaged.
Exactly. No, wait, hold on.
Dell's eyes glow red at the idea of killing. But no, other than that, Issa is very informative that while spying on Gale and Gale's ship, he was also able to notice that all of the security that Gale had were clearly hired from the Empire, because their clothing, their weapons, they are all from Chorus. Which he found strange because Watto live in Vale.
Hmm.
On that note,
Yep, totally fine. Corey takes the information, I'm assuming, a lot calmer than she normally would, and heads back to the tavern.
calm is probably not the best word.
Okay,
Very controlled.
calmer than how she was before with Issa.
Yeah, she's not on the verge of snapping Issa's spine anymore.
Yeah, she has information. She has probably gained a lot more than she anticipated today.
Oh yeah,
So,
a whole lot more.
So while she's obviously clearly frustrated, she's also in a like, okay, I have something to work with this time. I'm not chasing nothing.
Yeah,
So
it's both good and bad.
She has leads, which for her I imagine is very good.
Oh yeah, very good.
So yeah, she heads back to the tavern on her own. The rest of you.
Good night, everyone.
Yes. Good night.
Night.
right.
The rest of you, though, do you wish to head back to the tavern and call it an evening, or was there other things you want to do before crashing?
Hyacinth has a question for Issa.
Issa may have an answer if he's allowed to.
Oh no.
Well, every time you try to ask him, something else came up.
Do you speak the flower language?
Flower language? What do you mean?
Gosh.
Do flowers
course,
talk
you-
too?
With some people they do, but flowers in a certain arrangement can send messages, or they can show warnings. They can show if its place is welcome or not. It's part of the reason that I would like the flower shop. Because if you're wanting to run a thieves guild, I think that would be important for you and I to work on.
Can't say that
At
I
a
know
later
it.
date. Well,
But if it's teachable, I probably could learn it, given enough time, obviously. Is it anything like he looks around everyone else before looking at you, and then kind of like, not signs, but gives you a look to indicate thieves can't?
close. it's of the same idea, but it's more visual, and it's easier to put in plain sight without those who don't need to know knowing things. And I think it would be helpful to have around town.
Hmm. You could find out if you want. I did happen to know you guys are leaving soon. You leave some instructions on how to do it. I'll work on it while you're gone. I'm
Okay,
sure
I'll write down a few phrases for you and a few combinations.
I could work with that.
Just some very, very simple ones. Because I don't know how many courtesans you've met, but we're very good at extrapolating information and being able to tell who's an easy target versus a harder one.
No, I know what you mean. I know quite a few courtesans in my day.
Oh,
But
did
I
you?
think you'd make a very good one.
What was that, Del?
Dell's just in the back, like, oh, everyone goes to flower shops. That's so nice.
The sweet boy is gonna be in such a rude awakening.
He really is. But he's also confused because he's just sort of, and he may, like, I think, peek around Hyacinth and just be like, I don't mean to sound rude. You don't really look like a flower artist type.
He just he hears Del and he looks out like, I'm not touching that right now.
It's that energy of like, you look like a sprinkles guy. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, he has that look of like, we're gonna put a pin in that because he doesn't understand the context of what you guys are talking about.
Exactly. So he's just like, that's a weird insult out of nowhere.
And then he looks back to Hyacinth. Yeah, if you can leave that, I'll work on it while you're gone, and we can cross notes when you get back.
Lovely. I might pick you up a book on it.
Could you also do me a
I can
favor
find
while you're out there?
What do I get for this favor?
Help the Thieves Guild. More people to work with.
Continue.
Find anyone out there who misguided, as I was. Send them back here. I'll set them straight. The bigger the guild, more you can have on your side.
And if I send people back that I would like for the flower shop, make sure to keep them safe while they're here until I get back.
He extends the hand going, guilds work best when they work together.
My point exactly. And Hyacinth shakes his hand.
He nods his head and looks at the others. Hopefully you two don't find us to be unscrupulous for our arrangement.
I don't think so.
He's making sure you're not against the idea of him wanting to build the Thieves Guild.
I don't think Dell has a fully fleshed out idea of what that actually entails.
Okay.
But he likes Hyacinth and he trusts Hyacinth's judgment so far. So if she thinks it's a good idea, he's on board.
That can lead to a lot of problems later. Anyway.
Oh, it will.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, we will. But he also does look at DFA and Muggsio like, you two are okay with this, right?
Joke's on you, I'm not there.
Mm-hmm. Forgot about that. The quiet Moogle is the scariest.
Except she rolled the perception check, so she's somewhere nearby.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, you did roll a perception check.
You told me to, so I just figured I'm looking around my surroundings.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's on me. That's my bad.
Whatever it is, I definitely failed it.
Your Muggsio and trouble senses were just not keen. Anyway, yeah, he looks to Muggsio and is like, you're okay with all this?
I had already mentioned having a mutually beneficial relationship involving the Thieves Guild, so
Just making
Yeah.
sure. Don't want anyone stepping on toes.
Did you return your friends to the forest, like I told you to?
I did.
Good.
That's where I was all day yesterday.
Did you find somewhere nice to put them?
After returning to where we were and getting everyone else, yes.
Good.
Took a while, but yeah.
Well, next time just ask and I'll help.
I appreciate
I'm
it.
very good at.
Hopefully we won't need to.
Well, even if it's someone who isn't of a good spirit, we can find a different place to put them.
Appreciate the sentimentality. Not many are that kind.
Us. People like us.
But if that is all, I do have other things I need to be doing. So don't want to keep you all out too late. Also, wasn't there another... How do you people keep gaining and losing numbers?
People
take
like to
turns.
take walks.
I understand people taking walks, but the small one, where is she?
On a walk.
That's concerning.
Just because her legs are smaller than yours doesn't mean she can't walk.
No, I agree with that. He's just, he scares me, that's all.
Oh, she's not scary.
You haven't had her appear behind you.
I usually try to keep both Moogles in my line of sight, or else I would like to not trip over them.
You can see him biting back a laugh at the image of that.
I personally think that speaks more towards her coordination than it does with us being small.
That triggers Issa to start laughing.
I kind of understand that. I don't like people being behind me either.
Well, yeah. Isn't shot.
It's more to do with the two of you like to run suddenly without any sort of warning, and you're usually behind me or next to me when you do so. If you are in front of me, it's no, I pay it no mind.
I can see how that would be a problem.
Personal space is something I like to respect. Unless you invite me into your personal space and you pay good amounts of money, then that's different.
No, I need my money.
And with that, Hyacinth turns to Dell and says, "Do you want to share dinner with me tonight?"
Before Dell
Yes.
before Dell answers, before Dell can even let out a sound, I need all of you to roll a perception.
Okay. On 26.
Okay.
18.
Am I perceiving something that is hidden?
You might be.
Well, if it is, then add 2 to this. Dirty 20.
None of you notice.
What?
Where is DFA stealthily hidden?
Right behind what's its face.
Issa?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of you notice that DFA has just like materialized behind Issa. Like, I'm letting you know, none of you beat DFA stealth.
My only high roll of the night
Yeah,
was for this moment.
and you literally beat all of them, including the robot who sees everything between dimensions.
That's fucking awesome.
So just for everyone's reference, Issa is talking to you three. Right behind him is DFA, and the three of you are discussing getting food.
She just kind of like pokes her head out from behind his knees. And it's like, food?
I think Dell jumps about 6 inches in the air.
Just letting you know, Issa jumps as well, like a cat, and lands like facing DFA. Like, I fucking knew that little shit was gonna come out of nowhere.
Does he have a tail?
He does.
Is it all puffed up?
It is extremely puffed up, and so is the hair on the back of his head and neck. Like, he looks like a feline that just got startled.
Hyacinth has a tail.
Isn't yours a bushy tail?
Yes, Hyacinth has a bunny tail.
Okay, that's what I thought. But as of right now, Dell and Issa just jumped out of their skin. How does Moxio and Hyacinth react to the sudden materialization?
Just laughs.
Hyacinth unfazed and more concerned that Dell jumped at the literally jumped and looks terrified at the offer of sharing dinner with them.
Not realizing
Oh,
not realizing it's because DFA startled her.
And just looks concerned. Are you okay? You don't have to share with me if you don't like.
what? No, that's okay. Sorry, DFA just appeared out of nowhere.
Hello again. How was your walk?
Very refreshing. And she goes, I don't understand why people keep saying I came out of nowhere. I came from somewhere. I came from... And she looks left, and then she looks right, and then she looks left again. She goes, I'm not sure where I came from, but I definitely think I came from somewhere.
Gonna be honest, I think we're gonna make a joke about I came from my mother. Well, I guess that technically means I came and just making a parental joke. I'm like, oh
I
no.
would love to, but I've researched and I do not know how Moogles are born.
Every time
Maybe.
the good King Mog goes to a new world, he reincarnates every Moogle that has ever existed.
Is that
What?
the answer?
Yeah, that's the canonical answer. Every time the Moogle god goes to a new world, he respawns every Moogle that has ever existed onto that world, starting them fresh over. Dell just broke.
Yeah, a little bit.
Remember, they technically in Final Fantasy, Moogles are like Gandalf is in Lord of the Rings in terms of like they're kind of angels. Moogles are weird.
Sure.
Moogles are just weird.
Sure. I don't know if this would make more or less sense if I had played the games.
But no, DFA is just like, no, I came from somewhere.
But to answer your question, Hyacinth, I'd love to. That'd be nice.
Okay. And then Hyacinth turns and just heads back to the tavern. Bye, Issa. I'll write up that thing for you and leave it at the tavern for you.
He is recovering from his startled reaction and goes, yep. Watching DFA like a hawk, like, not gonna turn my back on you this time. One of them. Is Moxio and DFA just gonna follow after Hyacinth, or are they just gonna stay and say goodbye to Issa?
We just say bye and then I got a new pop filter. His name's Speedy.
Ooh.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
He just climbed on top of me.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, I'd just say goodbye to Issa, and I'd probably go back to the tavern and start performing my card tricks to try to earn some side gil.
Okay. See, I'm gonna see how much you earn. Any idea how long you wish to perform?
I mean,
Well, like,
maybe a little bit, maybe like an hour, then get dinner, and then continue performing until I decide to go to bed.
Okay. In the first hour, you earned 40 gil.
Oh shoot!
Um,
I have new business once I get to the next town because I don't think I can wake up the blacksmith in the middle of the night.
right. After you eat dinner and you said you're gonna perform again until you go to bed.
Yeah.
The second time you earn 75 gil.
Cool.
During all of this is going on, what is DFA, Hyacinth, or Dell gonna be doing anything?
Hyacinth is looking through the herbs
Okay.
for the poison, and is going to just be inspecting them and picking off like all of the bad roots and whatnot, just doing nature rabbit shit, and is going to think about how it would be best to distill these into a poison.
Okay.
So they don't know how to do it, but they're gonna find someone who does in the next town.
Okay.
But it's just like a hobby
Yeah.
of Hyacinth's at this point, is just collecting different herbs that are known to be poison that can be used for different purposes.
Totally makes
The
sense.
sorcerer in my game does the same thing. I love this. I'm sorry.
So, Del, what do you do during Mogzio's performance and Hyacinth's herbal collecting?
I think probably sticking near Hyacinth and maybe either offering help or like sweeping up the dead bits so that she can keep like talking and focusing.
Okay. And
Hyacinth is
He's
gonna
never.
Hyacinth is gonna try to explain like the different plants to Del and kind of what they might be able to do and what she would like, or what they would like to do with the plants.
Oh yeah, he
and then
readily
toward-
absorbs this because he has like no familiarity with any kind of plant life.
So cute. Towards the end of it, Hyacinth is gonna lean closer to Del and be like, I think I would like to talk to the orb again before we leave. Not right now. I think we have a bit of time in the morning. But if you'd like to come to my room before we all leave, I think I want to see if it will tell me something more. It wanted me to go somewhere, but it didn't give me directions. And if we're leaving here, I want to make sure that we can still help the orb.
Okay.
You seem to
yeah.
care about it, so I would like to help something that you care about.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because it seems like me and that it's both magic and tech, but I think if I could just understand it a little bit better, I'd be able to connect with it and sort of figure out what it wants, because it wouldn't be sending out those signals and giving those messages if it didn't have a purpose. But I just don't know what that is.
And I helped Corey today, and I think I would like to help you. The both of you. The orb and you, of course.
Of course, yeah. And I don't know how, because I don't know if you need help with things, but if you do, I can help as much as I'm able.
I think right now I'm okay, but I'll keep that in mind.
I don't know a lot about normal person things, but I can do stuff with predictions.
Maybe next time you can give me a prediction after we talk to the orb.
Okay.
I think that would be fun. And would you like me to braid flowers into your hair? I have a couple spares.
Yes. He looks very excited about this.
And after breakfast, and if you'd like to share with me again, we can. I don't mind. I know that you don't eat as much as everyone else, but you don't have to worry about wasting things or anything like that. I know some people are a little odd about that, but I don't mind.
Well, thank you. I like the act of eating some things, but not all things, and only small bits.
If you want to try something, then I can order it, and then we can share it, and if you don't like it, then it won't go to waste.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Bros.
I don't know why you're so surprised by the wholesome Hyacinth.
Oh no, it's just it's all of the wholesome. It's like 1 minute we murdered a judge with the power Cthulhu. Now we're all best friends.
Yeah.
Hyacinth gave Del a knife. That's friendship.
While all this is happening, DFA, are you actually doing anything, or are you just chilling out and watching Mogzio?
She's just sitting there, kind of vibing,
Okay.
watching Mogzio.
Earn his daily bread.
Yeah, it seems like she's genuinely enjoying herself.
That's good. Well, so all this is wrapping up and all. Mogzio, as we said, will do his performing until he goes to bed. Hyacinth, you and Del are doing the herbs till you guys crash, and DFA, you're vibing until bed. You were told by Jonas, who is working, that Corey went right upstairs to her room. He asked not to be disturbed until the next day. She had a lot to go over, and Elric returned. He's up in his room, and apparently, when Focus went to check on him, he was asleep. So you know that Elric is back from his walk. Corey is upstairs working on what she gained. Issa, and all of you can head up to bed whenever you are ready. Also, Focus comes over to Hyacinth and mentions, just so you know, the guy who hired you, his boat just left in about an hour.
Oh, good.
Referring to Gale.
That's good.
He also makes a point to say, what was it? He wants to make sure that you, as in the royal you, aren't getting into anything that you guys can't handle.
Hyacinth is going to get very close to Focus, like whisper distance, and info dump the job that they were hired to do by Gale.
Focus is just like, as long as you don't die. Also, during all this, you guys hear 2 bangs coming from upstairs in Corey's room.
Oh no.
But Focus is like, no, I gave her a heavy bag. So she's probably just taking a few shots on it. And for those in the audience who don't know, heavy bag is another way of saying punching bag. But with that being said, if there's nothing else anyone wants to do for the evening, this is what we're going to call it for the session. Making sure that no one had anything else they wanted to do.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I did all my things.
Okay, just make sure there was no, last minute everyone into the void moments. But if not, then we can call the session here and say that's a wrap for the week.
Yay!
Appreciate all of you for playing, and we hope Mike feels better by next week because migraines suck. Water the hair, the flower. Oh yes, Andre says to remind Del to water your hair flowers.
Hell yeah, someone's gonna have to tell her.
Also, we thank Adrian for playing, even though she had to dip out early, but work is demanding, so we understand. Hopefully the audience comes back next week for session 7. Dear God, we're already 7 weeks into this game. That went by quick. Where they will leave the island and start heading off on the new adventure. That means I need to come up with more NPCs. Fuck.
Get to rolling on the random tables.
It'll be like Pokemon. Every city has a Focus, and every city has a Jonas.
Yes. Every city has a bar with a bouncer named Focus. They all look the same except their eye color changes.
There you go.
Okay, Lost Ark stole that too.
Anyway, but no, thank you all for coming by and watching. Thank you guys for playing this week. We will see you guys next week. Have a lovely time zone. Bye-bye.
Bye.